Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Jean-Luc with SW Outdoors, Skywalker Outdoors. So let's get with it. Testing 1 2 3 4. Testing 1 2 3 4. Good morning. It is a cold October morning. It's around 11 or so. But yeah, we had an incident not too long ago with our tree. Was going to try and trim it down before this actually happened, but she broke off. And so now we have this. So the situation we are going to tackle today is really a skill of mechanical advantage, because this tree branch definitely weighs more than me, 2-3 times more, and me trying to drag it along the yard to get it out of the way definitely is not going to work with just me trying to pull it. So what we are going to set up is a rigging situation for mechanical advantage, and the things that I do have right now to set up that type of system. So I'm going to take you guys along with the setup and how I'm going to at least try to get it across the yard, and or maybe show a setup of maybe just rigging it and pulling it up into the air, just showing again how mechanical advantage works and how it works with rigging tree-wise situation. Later on, videos in, I will show you this coming down and how rigging it easily to the ground and not just having it fall. So that'll be on a later note. So stay tuned, guys. What I have now just briefly set up, and I'll go back into different configurations, but all I did was bowline line loop through the log up to the tree to my friction saver, and this is somewhat of a mechanical advantage-ish, but as you can see, me pulling it is doing absolutely nothing. So I am going to come back with a different setup to show you a little bit more maneuverability as far as, again, like I said, my body weight compared to the log with a mechanical advantage. Stay with me, what guys. I set up so far, again, with my friction saver up there, I did make a 2, 4, 6 Presic loop with the carabiner, and I did put one down here for the anchor around the tree. Again, this is more of a trucker's hitch, which again gives mechanical advantage, but takes a lot of more force to get the log up, as you can see. But it works, but it is much more effort on my part. You see how it is coming up, but again, we can do a little bit more manipulation with mechanical advantage to get more out of it with less energy. So this is a basic setup. If you have it, it will take a lot more time, and again, there's no slack catching or anything like that. So if you hold it, you would have to do some type of loop like you would normally do for a trucker's hitch to tie it off to make sure it stays secure and doesn't slide. But we'll come back with another setup. Still the Presic, but we have got pulleys on them now, down there and up here. So pulleys definitely play a good part in mechanical advantage because of smoother transitioning and less friction of the lines. So let me show you what that means as I start pulling. The less effort on my part with just the standard friction that was going on the carabiners, now with the pulleys. So now we see the log going up, but yet again, I have no progress capture. And if anything, I let go and all of my efforts are lost. So yet again, we're moving from the basic, slowly intermediate, up to the advanced with, again, mechanical advantage, and now progress capture is what we're going to put into at least this system, and then we're going to maneuver to the advanced part of the mechanical advantage and easier manipulation, especially once we get down to the end of our base and how we can re-progress that to continue to lift the log up. So what we're gonna do with that progress capture is simply this little setup I made here, which is I tied off this little loop here with some thin innards of the paracord and then wrapped it in electrical tape. And I did glue the ends and stuff like that. And then again, just a regular style loop so that I can press-ick this around. Right? And so what this does now is it will, let me slide her up, connect to my carabiner, and as I pull and the weight comes down, it will again catch that capture of my pulls and hold the line. And then to get the tautness out of here, just pull a little bit, and now I can slide all my progress to re-loosen to drop the log down. So again, like I just showed you that close-up to what I just created, all I have to do is pull, and through the pulley system, the line or the press-ick loop gets pushed and my progression gets captured once I let go. And then again, to loosen that tension, all I have to do is pull a little bit on the line and allow that to get unloosened and pull all my progression back. So this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna pull. And so now the log is suspended up into the air by my press-ick that I created down here. But now what I need to figure out is, again, this is holded here, here, how to progress and to bring back now my progression. Now that the log is in the air, staying steady, how can I progress this press-ick further up to regain more to get the log continue up into the air? So like I said before, to get the tension off, we do a little bit of this to pull to get the tension off that press-ick, and we'll just slide back, and then the line goes back down to the ground as well as the log. But now what we need to do is progress this further, in which we're going to manipulate the pulleys in conjunction with our main line, with added rope in the pulleys to progress, capture, and progress. So let me bring you and let's show you what that looks like. So like I said before, I had put that press-ick loop up here that I had made. I wrapped it around, put a new press-ick loop here to catch my progression and hold it. Now I added another press-ick loop, but this is more for, again, good leverage once I start totting everything up. But let's start showing you how everything works and everything's set up. Again, pulley, rope wraps around here, wraps around again, and then down here. And I also wrapped it down through the carabiner down here itself for, again, more of that leverage as I'm pulling for this setup. So I am gonna move the camera from a more further distance again, so I can show you how that advantage works with, again, lifting the weight of this gigantic log. All right, guys, so here it is. Everything in its configuration. Showed you the close-up. Now I'm gonna show you how exactly from pulling this, which again, put this as far as I can for as much leverage as I can, and I just start pulling. And as you see, the log is starting to move up. I am getting close to that progression with that leverage. I let go, see? Let go, log is still suspended in the air. I get that leverage, pull that pressic up, and continue pulling, just like so. Again, getting that leverage, pulling it, and continuing on with the pull as I continue to progress slower and my pulleys get closer together. I get that pressic that I said that I set up down here at the bottom. I loosen it up, get all that slack through to where it bites down on that pressic. And then what I do to release this top pressic is I pull a little bit, start loosening this stuff up here so that I can get all this loosened so that I can lower the tree limb. So this is what we do. We bring that progression piece or that leverage piece and we just start working everything to be loose. Again, it is on here. But again, just like anything, it is weighted on this. So now what we want to do is get the weight off of here. So this is how we will progress it. So now it's loose, but now what we want to do is to lower down the limb. So now we're gonna see how loose that is now. We'll do a little bit more, let go. And then now we definitely, just a little bit more. You see how much of that slack we have. So now what we want to do, I hate that it keeps doing this. We're just gonna loosen this pressic. Take that slack in. Take that off. And so now, all we have to do is pull in that weight like so. Have that there, and we just do this. And now, as you can see, it lowers, come on, it lowers the log. See? I'm stepping on it, that's why. And so now, it lowers the log down to the ground. Come on. To where we can unhook it. Oh, let me tie this off. So even if anything, it'll snag up there. But now it's down to the ground and all we have to do is just unhook the rope. It is a little bit more taut, so I'll adjust that. Yeah, guys, so this is Mechanical Advantage. Hopefully it was informative. You've learned something from this. Go out, try it out, tell me how it worked for you. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.